My name is Rosina. I'm a banker, I'm a biker, an event planner. I let one out. Salsa dancer. Let's go again, don't worry.
Hello! Once again, your girl Salsarozie, as usual, representing with something nice, something hot, something relevant to help you in your relationships. My name is Rosina, aka Salsarozie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I've hijacked my long friends and licensed counseling psychologist for a while. And I don't know whether she's going to give me another episode. But hey, we have a third episode running.
Yes.
And thank you so much for gracing the occasion. If this is your first time seeing her, her name is Helena Kote Papafield. She's a licensed counseling psychologist with Cypro. The details are displayed on the screen. And in all those psychological issues, trust me, she's the person to see. I've seen her and then she's worked wonders. And I know that she would also work wonders for you. Okay, so today we are going to talk about something very dear to my heart. Everything I discuss is dear to my heart, really. But this is about abuse. So we're going to look at forms of abuse, how to identify it, and really what to do when you're in an abusive relationship. So Helena, this is deep. So let's just jump right into it so we don't waste too much time.
Exactly.
So when we talk about abuse in a relationship, it doesn't have to be in a marriage, just in a relationship or marriage. What kinds of abuse do we have? Like what are they? Because the first thing that jumps into mind is beating somebody, but I'm sure there are different forms of abuse.
Yeah, there definitely are. So when it comes to abuse, there are different forms. And we have the physical abuse, which involves beating somebody, like you said. We have emotional abuse. We have verbal abuse. And we have even financial abuse.
Wow.
So let's talk a little bit about all of them quickly. Now, when we talk about physical abuse, it's like sort of like inflicting pain on somebody physically, like beating somebody or hurting somebody. That's physical abuse. When we talk about emotional abuse, it's got to do with the emotions. Sometimes we call something gaslighting. For example, your partner may sort of like ridicule you in public, and then when you later on he gets you a gift, so you feel maybe the night before you went for a dinner party and then he ridiculed you in front of his friends.
And he come and privately come and compensate you.
Yes, probably he would send you a huge amount of money into your bank account or something of the sort. And so you made up your mind that the following day you are going to address it probably with him or some of his family members. But the gift silences you. So that's some form of emotional abuse. We call it gaslighting. Yes. So that's emotional abuse. Now, verbal abuse. Sometimes when somebody says hurtful things to you, insults you, says sort of uses some hurtful verbal words on you, we can call that verbal abuse. Now, the last one is financial abuse. I guess probably you've not heard much about that. What is financial abuse? Yes, for instance, you are with a partner. Maybe you have a joint account. You both work, or maybe the other partner doesn't work. Maybe the woman doesn't work, but they have a joint account. The husband has given her entitlement to the account, so she can withdraw or deposit or do whatever she wants with the account. You realize that maybe the lady goes and then empties the account. She buys things that are not necessary, and it's some form of abuse. It goes both ways. You see. When it happens like that, we call that also financial abuse. Sometimes the partner may end up stifling funds. Maybe let's say both partners work, but the man will try to monitor what the woman buys, what she uses her money for, and that kind of thing. It's her money. So she though you have a joint account, probably maybe you have a separate account, you both have separate accounts or whatever. But she works also, so if she wants to buy something and it's not outrageous, she should be allowed. But if also the husband sort of like stifles, it's not some form of abuse, some sort of control or manipulative behavior. So if the man does that or the woman does that, we call that financial abuse. The next thing we ask ourselves, if we are going through any of these types of abuse, what should we do? Now, in this case, when you are going through the abuse, sometimes some people feel scared that if they talk to somebody, their partner will get to know. the man may feel that if I talk to her family members about how she spends our money, the family money,
they'll probably think you are stingy.
You are a stingy man. Yes. So the first thing is to know who to talk to. Yes. Now, the first step you can do, if you know of any therapist, like you can come to us at Cypro Ghana, and they would help you out how to solve it or how to come out of it. Yes, how to come out of this abusive relationship or how to manage it. Yes, but if you feel comfortable talking to somebody who is close to you, you can also talk to a trusted friend or family member. And I make emphasis on the trusted friend or family member. You shouldn't talk to somebody else who would go and blow the alarm to your partner. Yes.
Very important.
Exactly. So you should talk to somebody you trust. When you come to us, these are some of the things we plan with you. First of all, you must have a safety outlet. You must have a safety plan. Let's say you are a woman and you are so dependent on your husband. For all you know, he made you sign a prenup before the marriage. So the house and everything, if you opt out, you are taking nothing. And so you have nowhere to go. For all you know, you are coming from a very poor home. Your family members, probably they all live in a one-bedroom apartment. So if you leave, are you going to stay there with them? No. So you should plan, should have a safety plan. If you are not working, probably you might like to look for a job first, so that when you start earning some money, then you can find a place of your own where you can go to in case the man gets angry and decides that, okay, if this is the case, we are not going to live anymore or be together anymore. At least you have somewhere to go. The first thing is, after discussing with a therapist or a family member or trusted friend, is to find or to get a safety plan. Yes. Exactly.
But let me not to digress. Yes, but this issue about prenup, isn't it worrisome for a partner to ask another partner to sign a prenup? Because I believe that in a relationship, especially in a marriage, both parties have something that they bring to the table. Yes. So whilst you are going out there doing big things, usually the other partner is making sure that everything else is running perfectly, the home, the children, your reputation even, you understand? So I'm just saying that even having your partner sign a prenup, it's not a form of financial abuse to begin with. Or you think it's okay?
It's not. You see, some people, that's why it is an abuse. It's manipulative. You see, they try to manipulate you. They make you feel that there's no way they are going to leave you. And so they manipulate you into thinking that some people will say, I want to be sure that you are in
for love, not for the money.
Exactly. So they change your, it's some form of abuse. You see, they manipulate you. They make you think in a certain way. They make you think, the man may just tell you that, oh, you are in it because I have money. You came to marry me because I have money. So prove it. And he said, okay, then if you want to show me that you married me not because of my money, then sign a prenup.
So the woman can also say, okay, if you want to prove to me that you are marrying me because just by the way, then you to sign a prenup or sign some form of contract to show that in the event that you leave me, you have a severance package for me. Then we are both in it. I think that's balance, right?
That's balance.
Okay.
That's balance.
All right. Never mind.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Now, I wanted us to delve the various forms of abuse that you mentioned before we go to how to treat it and get your out package and everything. Which of them do you think is more severe?
Yes, they are all serious. But the one that is worrisome is the emotional. Because sometimes when people are going through the emotional abuse,
they can't explain it.
They can't explain it because they are confused. They themselves believe that their partners are good people because it's not physical. If it's physical, for that one you see the head, the bruises and things. If you show to people, they can say that this is proof that he's abusing you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to emotional abuse, you, the partner, even you are not sure whether is he abusing me or not. You are not sure of it. How much more somebody telling somebody else?
Yes. Everybody sees him as a philanthropist, the person who but at home.
At home is a different thing. And even at home, when he's abusing, the example I gave, he might say something sarcastic to the woman, wherever it is, but then he'll compensate her. So he's sort of like rewarding her for enduring that emotional pain.
Abuse.
So she feels like, oh, okay, maybe he didn't mean it, or he's a darling husband. He bought me flowers, or he bought me jewelry, or he gave me some money or something. He softens you, then only for him to do it another time again. And then he does that, he compensates you for hurting you. Yes. So that's, like I said, we call it gaslighting. Yes. So it's done mostly by people who are narcissists, who have the narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
So they take people through these they emotionally abuse people through this gaslighting.
Okay. Okay, now you've identified an abusive partner, and it's not only women who get abused. Some men also get abused. So you've identified that your partner is abusive, and what do you do?
Yes. So like I said, you talk to somebody about it. So you talk to a trusted friend or family member. Even better, talk to a therapist, because sometimes the reason why I said a trusted friend is you don't want to tell somebody your secret and it's out there. So if you trust the person, go ahead and tell the person. It's even better if you talk to a therapist, because we have our code of ethics says we can't disclose people's issues they come to tell us. We have to keep it confidential. So you are very confident that what you tell the therapist is not going to go out there, because if we do that, then that means our license can be taken from us and we can't practice. So it's safer to talk to a therapist. But if you feel you have somebody you trust, you feel you can talk to that person, that's fine. So that's the first step.
But I think that, let me just chip in something. I think that it's best to talk to a professional, because trust me, I've been there. And especially those trusted friends who actually come in to sort of like ask what is going on, what is happening, more like seeking for information. They are the worst people to trust. Even though you may have a long-standing friendship with them over years, the more they are interested in what is going on, they are just gathering enough information to do you in. So I think that the best thing to do is to talk to a professional, somebody probably very remote from both of you, so they can look at it with an objective lens. Yes, it's important, because, well, I've been there and I've been bitten. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ruth. So that's the first step. And once you are discussing with the therapist or whoever you trust, you then have to work out your safety plan. Where are you going? Are you financially equipped to be able to opt out in case that is an option? So you work out your safety plan. Now, after you've worked out your safety plan, you need to report this abuser. You see, you need to report, because if you are a married couple and you are opting to separate, the law has to come in. So you need to, in Ghana, we have the DOFSU. So you can report to the DOFSU that this is what is going on. Yes. So that in case there's the need for a breakup in the marriage,
there's enough evidence, there's enough, you've gone through the due process.
And that brings us to the next step. Now, if there's any evidence you can show, for instance, if it is a physical abuse, I mean, you could take a picture of if he bruised your arm or he gave you a black eye, you can take a picture of that and keep it as evidence. In case of emotional abuse, people will say, what is the evidence? There may be cases where you went for a function and maybe he belittled you. There's somebody there who probably heard that. So you can give that as an evidence that this is what is going on. If he gave you a gift or something as a result of that, you can keep that, you see. And you need evidence.
And maybe even the text message exchanges, the conversations, if it's verbal, the abusive language, and all of that.
Exactly, yes. So those are some of the things the steps that you can take in case you are being abused. And so, like the last one that I mentioned, that you need the evidence. You need to keep the pieces of evidence so that you can show it in court. If the marriage needs to be broken, you can show it in court that this is he may say, oh, I never touched it. And then you come up with the pictures of yourself. You make sure your face and everything shows so that they know it is you. And then you come up, you hand it to your lawyer where he shows it that this is the evidence that shows that this man has been abusive to her. Exactly. And with the emotional and the verbal, if there are any text messages, like you said, you make them available to you, the dates and everything. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So now, last but not the least, okay.
Yes.
Some women go through, or some men, some people go through abusive relationships. And
yes, not marriage, but
relationships. And when people come in,
yes,
then you hear the people who are being abused saying, but I love him.
The people who are being abused
say, but I love him. What do you have to say to that? Yes. Because you and I know that breaking off a marriage is an entirely different thing from breaking off a relationship. So if somebody, let's say you are counseling someone in a relationship, and you identify all these things, you realize it's abuse, and they come up with, oh, but I love him. What do you do?
Yes. Now, like you rightly mentioned, as for marriage, at some point in time in the marriage, you realize that no, this is not for me. I want out. Why? But when it's in the relationship, and you let them know that they are being abused, they'll tell you that I love him, but I love him, but I love her. Why? Because sometimes the length of time for marriage, maybe the person has already been in a relationship first before getting married to the person. So the person is convinced that yes, this time it's an abuse that I'm going through. But let's say the relationship, maybe it's just about 6 months or 1 year. The butterflies still haven't settled. Yes, exactly. So she still sees him through that tinted lens. But give her some time, and she'll definitely be sure. And most of these things happen when it's an emotional abuse, because the man abused, he didn't hit her or anything, but they say it in a sneaky way. They might abuse you in a sneaky way, either verbal or emotional. And after that, then they are all lovey-dovey towards you. Maybe he takes you out on a vacation, he travels with you on a vacation somewhere, he pampers you, and during that time, he treats you like the best person on earth. You see, he becomes the best person on earth to you. So it's difficult for you to see that this person is abusing me, but give the person some time, and she would come to the realization. So that's why therapy sessions are not just a one-day affair.
Yes.
You come for, it depends on what you are coming with, the problem you are coming with.
Okay. Yes. I don't want you to disclose the amount, but are therapy sessions expensive?
Oh, they are affordable.
They are affordable.
They are affordable.
Okay. Yes. Now, on that note, okay, it's been fantastic. Now, abuse is real. Like she said, there are various forms of abuse. Physical, you can easily see it because it's easy to show somebody I have a black eye, I have a swollen arm, I have a broken leg. It's very easy to show. Even with that, some people still try to conceal it. Emotional abuse, very, very difficult to come to terms because sometimes you can't explain enough the kind of abuse you are going through. And especially if the person is a narcissist, it becomes difficult to convince somebody that you are going through that abuse. Because to the third eye, they look like heroes. They look like the best thing since sliced bread. But at home or in the relationship, they are entirely different human beings. And they do it in such a way that you may not have enough evidence to prove what you are saying. But an abuse is still abuse. The verbal abuse, don't take insults from anyone. Anybody demeaning you, your character, everything. And last but not the least, financial abuse. Now, financial abuse, I didn't even think of that till now. So financial abuse, my dear, take control of your finances. It's very important, both men and women. Take control of your finances so that you know what to do with you don't go through such unnecessary abuses. And please, if you have issues, talk to a professional. Helena is here from Cypro. The details are on the screen. Just reach out to them, and I'm sure they would help you with whatever issues you are going through. Sometimes you may not know, but talking to a professional will let you know the kind of things you are going through. Exactly. So, Helena, thank you. I'll come and catch you again. You know that, right?
Exactly. I'll be happy to come.
So I'll come and catch you again. It's been insightful this past few, sessions, and I'm actually enjoying them. An eye-opener. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. So thank you once again, Salsarozie. This is my YouTube channel. Till the next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you do like this, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that you can get more of this content every week. Thank you. or every day, whatever. Is it okay? Okay. Salsarozie.